Good morning once again, phenomenal people. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Today, I want to bring a simple message, and that's just to help you to understand that there is 6 stages to progressive relationship, and it's important that you understand these 6 stages to progressive relationship because the information I'm about to give to you it's can literally transform your life. This can be your game changer. This can be your dream maker. This can be your trendsetter. Relationship is the mother of all social system, and the sooner you understand this and you know how to leverage an alignment to master a relationship, great things will unfold in your life. I want to assure you of this. Today, I want to emphasize the fact that there is 6 stages to progressive relationship. And the first relationship that is so phenomenal is to have a real healthy relationship with yourself. You see, most people have only a casual relationship with yourself. And if you have a casual relationship with yourself, it means that you're not committing your time and your talent and your resources to truly understand who you are. You see, there's something that we call your deeper sense of self. And when you find your deeper sense of self, something amazing happens in your life. You're exposed now to your purpose, your passion, and your gifts. And I spoke about this yesterday. When you are able to truly unlock what is your purpose, your passion, your gifts, you function better in every area of your life and you're able to come into your abundance flow. You know, it's important that you commit your time and commit your talent and commit every effort that you have into nurturing a healthy relationship with yourself. You have a casual relationship with yourself, and that's why when we ask the question, who are you? What is your purpose? What is your passion? What is your gift? You're not able to respond in the way that you should respond. You see, when you develop that intimate relationship with yourself, is where the transition in your life really starts to take place. Your inner beauty has to be one that says you're abundant, that helps you to understand your abundance. But this is a reality. Most people inner beauty has been dominated by lack, by doubts, and by fear. And I want to really give you a content of information today that will help to transition you from a mindset of lack, from a mindset of limitation, from a mindset of fear, and from a mindset of doubts. Because your inner beauty is abundance. You are abundance. And today is the day that I want you to take back your life from any thought that you might have manifested that says that you are limitation, that you are lack, that you are doubts, and that you are fear. Because none of these things define who you are. What is your inner beauty? I want your inner beauty to reflect peace, to reflect love, to reflect care, to reflect compassion, to reflect gratitude. That should be the dominant inner you. But I want to say this to you. The dominant inner you doesn't become this way by just wishful thinking, but you have to be intentional with your inner beauty. You have to make a conscious decision that you will allow your inner beauty to become aligned to your natural flow, your true nature. Your true nature is peace. Your true nature is love. Your true nature is compassion. And of course, your true nature is gratitude. And I want to emphasize this because it is so important for us to be able to connect with our inner beauty. And it is so important for the simple reason that if your inner beauty, if the inner you is wrong, if the inner you is toxic, it will transcend into the physical realm. But I've learned over many years of in depth research that when our inner beauty is beautiful, when it is awesome, when it is aware of its abundance, it transcends on the outside. So, the first stage of progressive relationship, the sixth stage of progressive relationship, is for you to truly connect with your inner beauty. And your inner beauty is abundance. Your inner beauty is peace. Your inner beauty is love. Your inner beauty is compassion. Your inner beauty is gratitude. So I want you to become intentional. And I emphasize on this because we're on a mission, and the mission is to bring you to the point where you understand your abundance and you understand how to flow in your abundance. We want to truly help you to understand the power of relationship mastery, and we want to help you to understand systems that you can use to come into your financial breakthrough. And the information that I'm giving to you, if you're to use it the way that I'm recommending that you use it, I have no doubts that your life will start to shift and you will become closer and closer and closer into your abundance. Remember, this is the first stage of what is one of the six stages of progressive relationships. I must also emphasize that at Global Branding and Marketing, we have designed a number of master programs, and we want to help you to connect with these programs. Why? Because we want you to come to that point where you can position yourself to live and lead a more purpose driven life. Today is that day that I want you to divorce yourself from having that casual relationship with yourself. And I want you to make a commitment right here and right now that moving forward, you will have a intimate relationship with yourself. And I want you to see yourself not in lack and limitation and not in doubts and in fear, but I want you to see the inner self in abundance. I want you to see the inner self with peace and love and compassion and gratitude. In the great book, we learn that so as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's important that you bring yourself to that position of strength where you can see yourself in a light of abundance. You can see yourself in a light of peace. You can see yourself in the light of love. You can see yourself in the light of gratitude. It's so important that you fix the inner you. I emphasized yesterday in my podcast that to fix the challenges in the world, we don't look at the external world and try to fix those things, but we fix the challenges in the world by fixing the inner you. Every problem that is in the world manifests from the inner you. So it's so important for you to get the inner you correct, get the inner you right, and the external will certainly fall into place. I must emphasize this, and today we want to go a little deeper in our discussion. The first thing that you need to fix is the inner you, but I want to emphasize the importance of having respect for yourself and respect for others. You see, we all are interconnected, and just let me make this point. Just like an organization, we all are interconnected. Every department of that organization is interconnected. And just let me give you an example. In an organization, you might have your human resource department, you may have your marketing department, you may have your public relation department, you may have your finance department. But guess what? You might want to say that each of these departments are separate. I want to show you that each of these departments are a part of the whole of the organization. And if you detach the human resource department from the administrative role of the organization, it's very likely that you may not attract the right human capital to function in your organization. It's very important that you understand this. And if you detach the marketing department from the administrative responsibility of that organization, your products and your service may never get visibility and may never reach its specific target market. All of the departments are connected. We all are connected to each other. And you see, when the organization has all of its essential components to function effectively, you cannot stop that organization. So the organization has a combination of elements that is so necessary for it to function smoothly. It's just like, for instance, our head is not detached from our body. It's connected to our body. Our hands are not disconnected from our body. It's connected to our body. Our feet is not disconnected from our body. It's connected to our body. Can you imagine each one of your body parts are disconnected? Would you be able to function effectively? Would the organization be able to function effectively if the essential departments are not together? The same thing. Society and humanity will not be able to function the way they're supposed to be functioning in life if they are disconnected. And strangely so, we have grown disconnected from each other in the world. That is a global phenomenon, and that's a strange phenomenon. And what can we do to pull back ourselves from that disconnect? I emphasized yesterday that when we become detached from our inner beauty, we become unchained from our humanity. And this seems to be the reality where humanity has now become unchained from peace and love and compassion and care and gratitude. We have become so detached. But guess what? I speak of these issues because when we become detached from our inner beauty, it reflects in the organization. But before it reflects in the organization, it reflects in your personal life. It reflects in your family life. It reflects in the organization. It reflects in the community. It reflects in the nation, and it reflects in the world. And I believe it's a part of our civic social responsibility to speak of these issues and try to throw that little seed that can create a ripple effect in trying to affect positive change in the world. It all begins with the inner beauty. It all begins with having respect for yourself and having respect for others. You know, every department is connected. We all are connected. And that, I pray that day will come when we can truly recognize how connected we are to each other. In our program, we help you to understand how to attain mastery in relationship. And when you understand how to leverage mastery in building healthy, productive relationship that represents the interests of the collective, your life will change. And let me put this to you. Every successful organization, or in fact, every company that I've known, they speak of what? Customer loyalty. What can we do to create customer loyalty? And the way in which you go about creating customer loyalty sometimes does not give you the dividends that you want. But let me ask you this. If your inner self is peace and love and compassion and care and gratitude, and you understand the systems as to how to market your inner beauty to the world, don't you think it's going to attract the right demographic to support your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations and support your business? So I just want you to think about it, because it's important in the world that we understand what is love and what is compassion. There's too many young people today who is going astray. There's too many people today who has gone astray. Why? Because you're detached from your inner beauty and you're unchained from your humanity. So, this effort here is to really help people to understand how to reconnect with your inner beauty and how to rechain, how to chain yourself back to your humanity. It is so important. It's affecting families, it's affecting communities, it's affecting organizations, it's affecting nations, and it is certainly affecting the world. There seems to be a tremendous lack of care and compassion. So I really want you to ponder upon this. I now want to go one step forward and I want to throw this one out. The inner self is dominated by lack and limitation and doubts and fear. And this again is not happening just like that. And I keep emphasizing our actions, we need to take responsibility for our actions, and our inactions, we need to also take responsibilities for our inactions. The world is in the state it is in today, both because of our actions and our inactions. And I'm just going to emphasize some of them. What are the causes of humanity to disconnect from its inner beauty? And I'm going to list a number of reasons why that is so. Negative experiences. There's so many people in the world today that is going through negative experiences, and because of their negative experiences, they have allowed those experiences to shape their sense of self. They have become the product of their negative experiences. And these things happen when people are not connected with the inner beauty. You should never allow your negative experiences to define who you are. You never want to become the product of your negative experiences. It's important for you to understand that some of the experiences that you have are seeds being sowed in your life to take you to that next stage of development. I will not go into all of that here, but I want to show you that. Neglect. And there's so many different forms of neglect and negative experiences. You know, a husband neglect to take care of his wife, a wife neglect to take care of her husband, a parents neglect to take care of their children. And all of these things are really causing people to disconnect from their inner beauty. Before they even come to that point to truly embrace their humanity, the environment in which they are placed, they become so disconnected from that inner beauty, that inner child. And we have abuse, so many forms of abuse that is taking place in the world today. Husband abusing wife, wife abusing husband, parents abusing children. I mean, how gross can this be? A parent supposed to be the shepherd and the light and the direction and the inspirer and the motivator and the caregiver of that child, and you are abusing that child in more ways than one. I just don't want to mention how nasty some of those abuse are. All of these things are happening because people are disconnected from the inner beauty. I have to talk about these issues because as a business development consultant, as a manager who is interfacing with hundreds of people, thousands of people, and in my organization, I interface with young women who, when they start to bleed their mind and they start to talk, the tears start to come down their eye because of the fact that they have been abused by a family member. They have been badly wounded. Why? Because people are detached from their inner beauty. And I keep emphasizing, when we are detached from our inner beauty. We become unchained from our humanity. What steps can we take to bring humanity back to its inner beauty? What steps can we take? Exploitation and racism. Of course, these are symptoms, these are factors that really forces people to become detached from their humanity. You know, you're placed in an environment, instead of the environment nurture you to become the best brand of yourself, the environment exploits you. You're placed in an environment where the nature of humanity is supposed to come alive and you experience racism. People don't like you because of the color of your skin. They don't like you because of your abilities. They don't like you because of so many different factors, and they make a conscious decision to discriminate against you. And when the discrimination becomes so heavy and so hard on your heart, you start to rebel. And the moment you start to rebel is where you start to chip away at your inner beauty. And when you start to chip away at your inner beauty, your humanity become unchained. You become detached from your humanity. Poverty is another reason why people are becoming so detached from their humanity. The person who are going through the experience becomes detached from their humanity. Poverty. And only a few days ago I spoke about this. I say today we have 7.5 billion people in the world, and we have over half of the global population who is in poverty. We have over 1.5 billion people who are living in extreme poverty. And we have over 22,000 children who are dying every day as we speak, right here, right now. 22,000 children are dying every day because of hunger, because of poverty. This is the most modern part of civilization. We're at the peak of our civilization, and come on, we're going to still have this kind of massive amount of starvation that is taking place in the world because we are disconnected from our inner beauty. And because people become so disconnected from their inner beauty, they become detached and unchained from their humanity. What can we do to pull ourselves back to our inner beauty? The time of standing on the sideline and saying nothing, we have to go beyond that because we all are interconnected. And when you are connected with your inner beauty, something phenomenal happens. So this is a seed that I'm trying to sow. And I really trust that it is connecting with the people in the world in such a way that you will say that today is that day that I want to reconnect with my humanity, where I can truly activate my abundance of peace, my abundance of love, my abundance of care, my abundance of compassion, and my abundance of gratitude. You need to connect with these things, because if we all can connect with these things, we don't have to worry about hate. We don't have to worry about racism. We don't have to worry about neglect. We don't have to worry about abuse. We don't have to worry about exploitation. We don't have to worry about crime. That seems to be a common phenomenon in the world today. Because those who are inflicting these activities on others, they are so detached from their humanity. But it's important for us to understand that when we are treating with such mind, we don't treat the symptoms, we need to come to the root causes. Society has a way in nurturing hardened minds. And we really have to study this subject matter, and I think that there's a lot of information out there, and we really now have to take action to soften hard minds. We have to take action to rechain those who have become unchained from their humanity. We have work to do in the world to bring people back and pull people back from that edge where they have gone over the edge and they are operating in the world with no compassion, with no love, with no care. We need to take steps as a part, let this become a part of our civic social responsibility. At Global Branding and Marketing, we train every single human being within our organization to connect with their inner beauty, because this entire organization are going to be seed sowers, and we're going to sow our seeds to gradually create a ripple effect that can really help people to understand how deeply we are connected to each other. And when you say that Tom's problem is not your problem and Susie's problem is not your problem, and you make a decision to deactivate in acting, your inaction, you're also responsible for your inactions. You're not only responsible for your actions. And this, let me put this one to you. If you're placed in an environment where you're seeing a mature adult inflicting bodily harm and is being abusive to a child, what would you do? Would you see an adult abusing a child and say it's none of your concern and turn your back on that? And there's several things that you can do. You say you may not want to get physically involved, but you can call the authority, you can call the police, you can take action. But your inaction, you're also responsible for that. You know, there's many other reasons why people become detached, and I want to look at a number of them because I'm trusting that moving forward, I can sow that seed that can cause a positive ripple effect where we can reconnect with our inner beauty and we can reconnect with our humanity. You know, ridicule and gossip and lies, you know, sometimes help causes people to disconnect from their inner beauty. You know, every young person, people you're talking to today, they can give you complaints of someone who's ridiculing them and someone who's gossiping about them and someone who's lying on them. And they become bitter with this kind of information. And the moment you start to become bitter and the bitter become full blown is where you start to disconnect from your humanity. And there are people out there who I'm fully aware who may never meet you, do not know you, but they start to spill fire of, you know, gossips and fire of ridicule and fire of lie. They know you more than you know yourself. And these things shape people's perception of themselves. These things certainly shape, you know, these things shape, all of these things shape, you know, people's perception. But I want to say to you that when you learn our systems, where you're able to master your true sense of self and master yourself, you start to learn that you are not defined by man's perception of you, but you are defined by the Most High knowledge of you. And the Most High has prophesied over your life, and it's important that you understand those prophecies. You are not lacking, you are not limitation, you are not doubts, and you are not fear, and you are certainly not defined by man's negative perception of you. So when you come in to our program, we will give you a content of information to break the back of lies and doubts and fear and put you in that place where you can connect with your inner beauty. All right? I want to also emphasize that one of the reasons that people become disconnected from the inner beauty is because you have unfulfilled dreams and hopes and aspirations. And there's so many people in the world, so There are so many people in the world who I'm fully aware of who have unfulfilled dreams and hopes and aspirations. And when you come into us, we have several unique systems that are designed to help you to become the dream maker and the game changer and the trendsetter of your life. So reach out to this program. I want you to share this program, this message with as much people as possible. I want you to like it. I want you to share it. I want you to inbox me if this message resonates with you. And if you see yourself as a person who wants to become the best brand of yourself, who wants to come into your financial breakthrough, reach out to us. We have a content of information that is truly designed to take you to that next stage of growth and development in your life. And our organization is different. And we put 101% emphasis on human resource development because we understand something about you that most people don't understand. We treat every single human being as a gem. And when you come into our space, which will become part of your space, you will feel the positive energy within our institution. So I want you to reach out to us. We have a number of unique programs that will truly touch your world and rock your world and empower you to become the best brand of yourself. I want to emphasize that when you join our program also, you learn a lot about your DSS, your deeper sense of self, and you learn how to nurture an intimate relationship with yourself. I want you to stop having a casual relationship with yourself. And the way that I want you to do this, I want you to commit. Commit. Start with 20 minutes every day. Every day. Take 20 minutes of your day and do introspection. Ask yourself, who are you? Ask yourself, what is your purpose? Ask yourself, what is your passion? And ask yourself, what is your gift? I want you to become aware of it. And I want you to ask yourself this question. I want you to commit day in and day out to truly finding your true sense of self and leveraging that true sense of self. Um, I want to close on making three additional points. I want you to help someone to connect with their inner self, to connect with their inner beauty, and make their humanity pure again. This is what I want you to do. I want you to find someone. I want you to help that someone to connect with their inner beauty. I want you to help them connect with their humanity. And I'm saying this against the backdrop. You must help. Part of our role in this world, in this universe, in this global space is to help humanity. If you're not adding value to humanity, you're taking away from humanity. And when you add to humanity, you add into your own humanity. All right? We all are interconnected. All right? I want you to leverage your time to add value. Write this down. I want you to leverage your time to add value to human lives. And this here, you don't have to give your money, it's just your time. You're giving your time to add value to human lives. All right? You can be helping a child with their maths and with their English. You can be helping some young person to become better leaders. You can helping some young person to develop their businesses and take their business to the next stage of development. Use your time. Leverage your time to add value. The second thing that I want you to do here is leverage your talent to add value. So you can leverage your time, now you can leverage your talent. Leverage your talent to add value. All right. Your talent might be that you might have the ability to sing a song, you might have the ability to write a song, you might have the ability to speak publicly. Leverage that talent to add value. All right. And the third thing I want you to look at here is leverage your resources to add value. And your resources is three-dimensional. In business terms, your resources is either human resources, technical resources, or financial resources. There are those who are in a position of strength to leverage resources at these levels, both human, technical, and financial. Do what you can do to sow seeds of hope and encouragement in the world. We all are interconnected. I want to emphasize this again because we have good news at Global Branding and Marketing. We have just designed a unique program that we call Network Management. And I want to ask you this question. If you were given the opportunity to live the life of your dreams, where you can live the life of owning your own home, driving multiple cars if you want to, being your own boss, attaining financial freedom within 3 to 6 years, what would you do? Would you take this opportunity or would you leave this opportunity? At Global Branding and Marketing, we want to create employment opportunities. We want to make over 200 persons in 10 different countries their own bosses. And this program, the training program costs 5,000 US dollars. But hear what? Don't jump to conclusion. We will pay the entire cost for you. So you don't have to pay a single cent to us. We will pay you to learn this program. We will pay your entire tuition fee. All right? Along with this, that's not all. Along with this, we will pay you to learn. All right? And we're going to make a commitment to you that in 3 to 6 years, we want to make you financially free. So reach out to this podcast. I want you to like this program. I want you to share it. I want you to inbox me if this program resonates with you. And I want to say that we have started this initiative like about 3 weeks ago. And today we have over 50 persons in our network. That's awesome. All right, so I trust that you enjoyed today's message. Share this message, like this message, and inbox me so we can start a one-on-one conversation. We can invite you out to our sessions, or if you're in some other part of the world, we can connect via Skype. We can connect in some way using modern technology and get you started on the road to your success. I want to leave you with a little bit more food for thoughts, and I'm going to pull this curtain down very shortly. A plane has to have a pilot. A ship has to have a captain. A building contractor, a professional building contractor, would have a builder's plan drawing. You follow me? Do you have a master plan for your life? Do you have a game plan for your life? We want to help you develop these systems in order to take your life to the next stage of development. Remember, if you cannot measure it, you cannot monitor it. And if you cannot monitor it, you cannot control it. You need to bring yourself to that point where you can measure your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. And you can monitor the steps that you are taking to realize your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. And you can also control yourself towards manifesting your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations. And I want to say to you at Global Branding and Marketing, in our network right now, we have young lawyers, we have young economists, we have young doctors, we have young business consultants, and I'm so happy to say I'm quite certain that within the network, we have a core brand of people that will be able to give you the support that you need to come into your abundant flow. Remember, the message here today is to connect with your inner beauty. Because when we become detached from our inner beauty, we become unchained from our humanity. I pray that we all can become reconnected with our inner beauty and chain to our humanity. Be blessed. Until the next podcast, in case you have just joined us In closing, I must also say that my name is Gary Thompson. I'm a business development consultant by profession. I'm a humanitarian by nature, and I'm the author of several books, including these two books. This is Self Application Best Practices, and this will give you all the tools that you need to apply yourself after achieving the greatest possibility in life. And this is Billionaire Codes. This is a business text, but it also helps you to find yourself. And these two books will totally touch your life in a very special way. So be blessed. Until the next podcast, love you guys.